Hey guys, as always we have a new package in today. Inside we can find two of the Bosch subcompact drill drivers. The seller claimed that there were previous repair attempts and that the trigger was replaced in this one. So let's check it out. When we put the battery in, we can see it starts to move but stops immediately. Knowing that, we can now get inside to find the issue. To do that, we'll need to remove all of the torque screws as well as the two pins holding it together. Since it does start to move, it is not the motor nor the gearbox, so let's get straight to the electronics. And with that said, we can spot the issue immediately. We can clearly see a blown MOSFET, and zooming in on it, we can try and identify it to find its datasheet. So let's order a suitable replacement. To replace it, we'll need to use a hot air station. I started by scratching off the conformal coating from the edges to prevent it from holding it down. We can then heat it up until the solder melts and pull it off, making sure not to rip any of the pads holding it in. We can then clean up the pads using a soldering wick, and then we can apply some fresh flux and solder. Lastly, we can apply some flux and heat it up until the solder melts. As you can see, once we set the MOSFET in place, it flows in. And if we put it back together, we can see it starts to spin just fine. So let's get to the other one. This one seems to work just fine, but the trigger gets interrupted and it stops. Once again, we can see it spins, so we know it's not the motor or the gearbox. This kind of intermittent work is an example of where the trigger can actually be the issue. So let's not waste time and replace it for the one the previous owner treated as faulty. And as you can see, the issue is now gone. And that's 2 for 2. Thanks for watching. If there is anything else you'd like to see fixed, let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, drop a sub.